Hey, hi guys. Hello everyone. Good evening. So our today's guest is Nikhil Shastri. I think he had joined it. Let me check. Let's see if he's online already. Yes, he is. Let me invite him. Hi Nikhil, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. So Abhishek is with me, and we are doing a live from our Surat office.
Hi Nikhil, how are you?
Nice. I'm good, man. Nice to
How
meet
are
you,
you
Abhishek.
doing?
एकदम बढ़िया आप बताओ.
Great, great, great. All good, all good.
कैसे हो निखिल? Where are you?
मैं घर पे ही हूँ यार. Bangalore.
Nice, nice. And how's the weather in Bangalore?
As I mean, it's always good, right? That's the only thing we have going for us. So.
So I am basically from Mumbai, and we never say the weather is always good.
I know.
So
So how
little
come
little
Surat?
envious when you say weather is good. Yeah, tell me.
How come Surat? I said what? That's where the office is. Yeah, Wedlancer ka.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
Nice,
yes.
nice.
So that's where the co-founders come from, Abhishek and Milan. So that's where our head office is.
बढ़िया. Good
Nice,
stuff. Good
man. We
stuff.
already have 150 viewers.
Not
Maybe
bad.
let's
Not
wait
bad.
for a not bad. Yes.
It's Yeah, not bad. It'll drop once I start talking, but ठीक है, चलेगा.
I am sure it will increase. By the way, who are joining in, that's Nikhil Shastri for you. He was top 100 photographers in the world by Fearless Photography in 2018, right, Nikhil?
Yeah,
2018, yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. I'm following his work since quite some time now, and I must say we are a big fan, Nikhil.
Thank you so much. Thank you. No, means a lot, man. Thank you, guys.
Good. I think so. We have good number of viewers at the moment. What do you say, Nikhil? Shall we start with
Sure,
some questions?
sure. We can
Okay.
start.
So one thing which I knew about you is like fearless photographer, top 100, 2018. But I'm sure there is a long story. So can you take some time and tell us about your journey?
Sure, man. मतलब it's not that long a story. मतलब जैसे I mean it's a very common story which can be applied to most photographers आजकल. तो like any good Indian child मैंने भी engineering की and I was in IT for a while. वो सब किया and then I got into consulting. though I mean I studied abroad and then I worked abroad थोड़े साल and then I did all of that. And the funny story is, I got married in 2012.
Okay.
So when I was getting married is when I started looking for photographers and I wanted to see कि, wedding photography में क्या चल रहा है आजकल मतलब I'd never actually attended a wedding. एक दो शादियां मैंने attend की होगी, but I
Right.
didn't know what was happening in the wedding photography field. And because I had a slight interest in photography तब, so I started looking up ki, what is happening in the wedding photography field. And in 2012 is when I saw ki, it's changed completely. Like wedding photography is not what I used to think it was. Then I started developing this interest of, chalo dekhte hain what people are up to and, what sort of photography is going on and all of that. That is when I realized ki, one is wedding photography has changed and I started finding this sort of interest, or I was drawn towards wedding photography as an option itself. So it all started from there, and then I think I got into wedding photography probably in 2014-15 is when I
Right.
started shooting. So I mean it's been 5-6 years now. So that's basically the story. There's no long story, but it's quite a boring story. But yeah, but that's basically how I got into wedding photography. But I was always doing photography. Because my dad used to have this film camera, so I used to play around with it. जब भी,
Hmm.
whenever I could put in a film, and I learned how to develop it and all that. So उससे शुरुआत हुई. I think probably in 2000 2001 is when I started, seeing what I can do with a camera. But career wise it happened later on, which is 2014-15 is when I.
Right.
And I'm very jealous of all these आजकल now I see all these, I mean, youngsters, I can call them youngsters now, but in wedding photography and, at the age of 22, 23, 24, getting into photography, and I feel like so bad. Like, I feel like I wasted 10, 15 years of my life not doing photography at all, but it's good. It's good. So,
Okay,
yeah,
some
so
people
that's
are already doing a maths that he said like 10, 15 years he has lost. So what age he
I mean,
must be? He
that's
looks
fine.
young.
I have no problems with you guessing my age at all. I mean,
Nice, man. So Abhishek has kind of a similar story as well. I think he
Aja.
was doing his CA and he was a ranker in Surat in his I think 12th exam and uh,
Nice.
CA के दोनों एग्जाम फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट पास हुआ है बट as
क्या बात
as
कर
you
रहा है अभिषेक? मेरे इतने सारे सीए दोस्त थे, एक ने भी फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में पास नहीं किया.
इनफैक्ट मैंने तो जब फाइनल में छोड़ रहा था ना, माय डैड वाज लाइक, साले तू पागल हो गया है क्या कि लाइक लोग इतनी ट्राई देते हैं फिर भी पास नहीं हो रहे और तू दोनों एग्जाम फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर किए फिर भी तेरे को छोड़ना है, क्या हो गया तेरे को? माय डैड वाज लाइक दैट.
नहीं, obviously, if I was your dad, I would have said the same thing.
but as you correctly said, we should be jealous of these youngsters because they took a right decision at right time,
Yeah,
without wasting time.
yeah.
True,
No,
very
but
true.
I think I think the world is changing. I mean, तब और कुछ था नहीं, right, करने के लिए जब, I mean, again, like if I'm going back, so I think it's been yeah, I think close to 13, 14 years since I finished my engineering. So I mean, there was no other option, right? Like we only had either become a doctor or a lawyer or a CA or engineering and do that. But I think now parents are open to letting children make a decision, which is great. And I think we also, when we grow up and become parents, I think we'll be a little more open.
Yeah,
For our
hope
kids
so.
to hopefully, so hopefully it'll change. Yeah, but that's good.
True. I mean,
I mean,
these days parents would give a good hefty
yeah,
loan to their kids and tell them
yeah,
buy camera and do
yeah,
just go for it. I mean, it's such a great thing.
yeah. This conversation is totally going in a different trajectory, but okay.
I think हम लोग दिल से बात कर रहे हैं. Madhur is saying, "Don't be jealous." Okay, Abhishek is not, but I think me and Nikhil, we both are jealous because we have wasted quite some time in our lives.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so Nikhil,
Bolo.
as I understand, you are running your own firm, own photography firm, and in the past you have freelanced for big brands also, right? Like big photography companies in India. So. Just tell us a little bit about your experience as a firm owner as well as a freelancer.
So, I mean, before we get into this, like, I feel generally, like, if you look at it from a bird's eye view, I think, working as a photographer, as a freelancer, or a videographer as a freelancer, and even owning a small business like we all do, is basically the same thing. I mean, we are, in the end, doing freelance work itself. The only difference is our client is different. Okay, like for a person who owns a firm, yeah, I'm talking to the bride and the groom getting married, and for the person who's just shooting for a firm, the client is the firm. But the basic principles that apply to both these categories, I feel, is exactly the same. There is zero difference. It's just that your target audience is different, but otherwise, everything that goes into it is totally the same. So Punit, your question was having worked as a freelancer and then having worked, so-called owning a firm.
Right.
Your question is, what is the?
How is your experience as a freelancer?
So basically, again, I'll go back to when I decided to get into photography, which was 2012, 13, 14. And the easiest way to get into photography was to find fellow photographers and ask them, "Yeah, मेरे को भी थोड़ा shoot करना है. Can you give me an opportunity? I'll come and help and do that." So that's basically how I got into photography. And actually, 2000, when I got married, so Joseph shot my wedding, Joseph Radek, and
Wow.
along with he was not that expensive. He was not famous also then. So, but
I didn't know I got married in 2009. I wish I knew.
yeah, I don't think he was doing photography then. So,
Right, true.
so Joe shot my wedding, and along with Joe, a good friend of mine now, Raj RJ, who's also from Bangalore,
Yes.
shot along with Joe, and he freelanced for Joe at that time.
Hmm.
And then obviously, Joe was busy shooting the bride, so I spent a lot of time with Raj, and
Right.
got to know Raj, and Raj obviously was from Bangalore, so we built up a friendship and all of that. So जब मैं वापस आया, when I decided that I wanted to give this a shot after shooting a couple of friends' weddings and all, I just randomly called Raj and I said, dude, यार देख मेरे को, I want to try this out. If you're shooting any weddings and if you're okay with me coming along, then I'll just come along and shoot. And that's basically how I got into wedding photography, right? So my initial 1, 6, 7, 8 weddings were shooting with Raj and for Raj. And तब उसके बाद the only thing was, I mean, I was very smart because तब उसके पास website भी नहीं था, and I took all the pictures and I blogged them. And then suddenly my name grew in the wedding circle in Bangalore. But basically that's how I started. So I started freelancing with Raj, and then I always knew that the thing with just freelancing as a wedding photographer was that although I was very interested in photography, that is true, but I also felt that my strengths lied in talking to people and selling what I'm doing and all of the business aspects of things, and I wanted to implement that and try that out also. So that's why I said, okay, I'll start a company and then I'll take up weddings by myself. So that's basically it. And since that day, which is in 2015, when I started my company, right? At that time, I was the only photographer. Till now, 2021, there's one more person in it. So the firm, I mean, you can call it a firm, but it's 2 people. Literally, it's always remained that small. It's not like it's not like Joseph and not like dream catchers, and we don't have a big team of photographers and all of that. But this is it. So. But my experience working as a freelancer has always been great, and I'm always looking for that opportunity to work. I think just not having that tension and pressure of dealing with a client, is great. Right. Although I love it, but along with that, when you get this opportunity to just shoot and be creative and do whatever you feel like from a photography point of view, I love it. So I really enjoy freelancing. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get into the things that you need to take care of when you're representing somebody else. Right. So we'll get into that. But as an experience, I'm wholly for it. I love it. I think it's a great starting point. Like it's a great. It's the best way to get into this field. Right. Because when you get into this field, that you love photography or videography. That is your basis. But once you start freelancing is when you will understand what are the other things and how are these other big firms or companies handling these other things, and then you can figure out where are my strengths and where are my weaknesses, and how can I go about growing this business to where I want it to be, or whatever it is. Or if you don't want it at all, then that's also great. So at least it gives you an opportunity to understand what is happening and what can we do and how we'd like to take it. But,
True. Somebody was just saying Raj and Nikhil, a lethal combo. I agree, man. Like totally agree.
We just shot a wedding I think 2 days ago, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Wow.
So again, we'll come into this later, but now what has happened is we are literally freelancing for each other, right? So Raj has his own company. I have my own business entity. But whenever we get an opportunity, we freelance for each other. But so you can call it a freelance gig, but at the same time, this relationship has built over a period of time, right? And it's been through ups and downs, and it's been through discussions, and it's been through, shouts, fighting, and, this is not the way to do things, this is the way to do things, and all of that. So, and finally, it's reached the stage where we are so comfortable with each other that, and that's the end goal for a freelancer and a firm ka relationship, right? Like a freelancer wanting to be a freelancer is a personal choice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, at the end of the day, when you're working with somebody, and this goes for the firm and the freelancer, you need to build that relationship together to deliver to the client at the end of the day, right? And that, I mean, it's hard to do it in the first go. It's something that you need to give time and effort to.
So Nikhil, Divyam is asking, when are you hiring me?
Anyways, Divyam, we've had this conversation before. We need to talk about that soon, but
okay, so Nikhil, since you're mentioning this, I'll directly come to this point. Okay, you said that you have a small team, like you are just couple, two of you, right? So you must be hiring a lot of freelancers to do the other work, correct? How is your experience working with freelancer? And as a freelancer, what are the areas you think that needs improvement?
Okay, so I'll tell you my experiences in working with freelancers, the positives and the negatives. One is, for me, the basis for hiring someone is very simple. Like, even if I had to hire someone to join my company or to hire someone to work as a freelance, it's a very simple thing. I need to get along with the person, and the person needs to get along with me. That is the most important bit, right? Like, I mean, that the relationship outside of work should be great, and then everything else can be, worked on. I'm not too worried about, your photography skill and your videography skills and all of that. I feel it is something that can be taught. I feel photography and videography are easy things to teach.
Okay.
I personally feel, I think you spend some time. I think what's more important is to have good camaraderie and good teamwork in a team. That's more important than anything else. Like, I don't like egos. I don't like all of that. So for me, that is the most important bit when hiring a freelancer. And I saw this video which we also did like a couple of days ago. I think the most important bit, when you hire a freelancer is discipline. Like, I think there are a couple of things I try and look for in a freelancer. One is discipline, and one is proactiveness. The need and the want to, like, I don't like people who are just like, I'll tell them do something, they do it and then keep quiet. You need to have your individuality. You need to, I feel the word freelancer has this negative connotation to it. Like people feel कि अगर freelancer है तो थोड़ा, he's below the main guy. I don't like that at all. I feel you hire a freelancer to add to your skills, and the freelancer gives you more than you can deliver yourself. That is the objective of hiring because you're not able to do it without that person. So at the end of the day, as a whole, you're going to deliver a better product to the end client. And if you're in sync with this sort of this approach, then I think it's fine. So in terms of, I mean, with what I was saying here, so discipline is very important. Like Avi was saying, you being, your presence is important. Like, you should be presentable. You should be, responsible with what you're doing. And these are very basic traits which any job requires, right? And that's all. Anything, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for your skill level in terms of photography and videography, I feel is secondary. What's most important are these things. And if you gel on these levels, right, the rest of it are things you can work on. Like, if you still like the person, irrespective of unless the work is terrible, yeah, that's fine, and then it's okay. But if the work is at a level where you're comfortable and you like having that person around you, then you will work on the other things, and it'll reach a level. Give it 4, 5, 6 weddings, it'll reach the level where it needs to be, and then you're developing this relationship where it will carry on and on and on. And I think from a freelancer's perspective also, it's very difficult. Like if you look at it from a freelancer's perspective, very difficult to go in to a new team and suddenly feel and understand कि उनको क्या चाहिए, what do I have to deliver. It all takes some time, but as long as you're willing to learn and you're willing to understand, and that relationship is vice versa, then I think everything is fine. So that's what I feel about how freelancers. Yeah.
So Nikhil, a lot of people are saying
and
that
then last
yes.
thing, okay, most important is communication, and I feel this is where the biggest gap lies, and this is from both sides, right? I feel the firm owners don't communicate what they want and how they want it properly, and also the freelancers don't communicate what they feel, and I think if you're open about it, then it'll work. Then communication is key as well. Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
No. I was saying that many people are saying that very well said. Someone is mentioning that love your perspective, and I must agree, Nikhil, because we have done quite a few live sessions by now. Nobody had these couple of points that you mentioned. One is about the communication, and the most important one is usually freelancers are looked down upon. But the way you said it and how you put it in perspective was amazing. That when you say that I onboard a freelancer to add to my portfolio, so it has to be that way. I just love that point.
Very nice.
As you saying, impressed.
In your I mean, so I quickly went through, and Sandy is there, right?
Yes.
Okay, everyone knows Sandy for the work that he does, which is incredible, right? Nobody can do work like that. But what I like about Sandy, and why I will keep working with Sandy, is okay, the work obviously plays a very important role, but that guy is so dedicated to his art, is so professional when it comes to, he'll be the first person up. There is no drinking till late in the night and then not waking up, being groggy. He's very clear about, and at the same time, I can go and have a drink with him and party with him and all of that. But we both know our limits and boundaries and make sure that, work doesn't suffer. And as long as you maintain that discipline, I think it's fine. Like Sandy is amazing. So I've worked with Sandy a lot, and he's brilliant. And I just saw his thing. You did Wedlancer sort of freelancer. Yeah. I have not worked with Rahul, but I need to work with Rahul also. I saw his name as well. But hi Rahul, if you are watching. But yeah, we'll figure something out soon.
So I think Rahul is Abhishek's very good friend. I think he can talk more about him.
Okay.
अगर फ्यूचर में कभी आपने राहुल के साथ काम किया, तो I'm sure कि you're gonna love him. He's great. He's really good at it.
बढ़िया. That's what we need.
Okay, so Nikhil, I have a couple of questions for you. One is, बहुत सारे freelancers ऐसा complain करते हैं कि वो जो भी firms के लिए काम कर रहे हैं ना, वो काम के लिए उनको enough credit नहीं मिल रही है. What are your views on that?
This is again I don't know. This is a very this is like kids talking here. This is stupidity at the highest level. I feel when there are certain rules and regulations that need to be maintained with when you're working with a freelancer. I feel for instance and this is more ऐसा कुछ contract तो नहीं होता, but whenever I hire a freelancer, it's a very simple thing कि यार जब तक मैं deliver नहीं करता हूँ, तुम मतलब post मत करो, तुम्हें जो करना है उसके साथ करो, no problem. You want to show it to other couples, do it. That's fine. It's your work. You have created it. Right. But just don't post it on maybe just till I deliver it. Once I deliver it, do whatever you want. And I feel it's the same thing with and the other thing sort of firm owners do is not give credit when they post a picture and all of that. I don't know, man. It's so silly. I don't know why these discussions keep happening again and again. it's a very basic point ki, somebody has worked really hard to create something which is great and which is worth your sort of Instagram great, then please just give credit. Yeah, the least you can do is give credit. At the same time, as a freelancer, I mean, I am very open. Like it's your work. You can do whatever you want with it. You want to make a blog post, make a blog post. The only thing I request is just till I deliver the entire set to the client, don't, because you don't want that, conversation with the client. But that's about it. Otherwise, I don't know why. Like I've heard stories of people taking the data and then not giving the data, and it's stupid. If you do this and if you practice this, then please don't. It's silly. The freelancer has worked really hard to deliver a product which you like. Please give them due credit. Let them use it for whatever they want. They're not going to, steal your clients. And if as a freelancer, your thing is to steal someone's client, then you're not going to be successful. It's not the way the world works. It doesn't matter. These are small things which don't matter in the grand scheme of things. You should not. I mean, it's 2021. We should not be having these silly discussions.
True that. That's a wonderful explanation, Nikhil.
Yeah.
Nikhil, I think like this is very impressive. I mean, जिस हिसाब से आप बोल रहे हो ना कि ये पॉइंट ऑफ डिस्कशन होना ही नहीं चाहिए, आई एब्सोल्युटली अग्री विथ यू, बट पीपल हैव दिस कपल ऑफ व्यूज, वन इज इनसिक्योरिटी. आई मीन लॉट ऑफ फर्म ओनर्स फील दैट मैंने मेरे इंस्टाग्राम पे किसी को अगर क्रेडिट दे दिया तो मेरा क्लाइंटेल वहां डाइवर्ट हो सकता है. दिस इज वन काइंड ऑफ इनसिक्योरिटी व्हिच इज, as you correctly said, is rubbish, like totally rubbish. And second thing is, this kind of a attitude, or I would say this kind of a thinking that they say that client तो मैंने लाया है, client तो मेरा है, तो उसके photos publish करके तुम क्यों credit ले रहे हो?
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
not even sure.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure even that conversation is right, but
yeah,
you put it in
honestly,
perspective.
it does not matter. I mean, it's just something that you should not worry about. There are a zillion other things to worry about than one Instagram post with somebody else's name on it.
True, absolutely true. फ्रीलांसर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आपने बहुत अच्छे से बताया कि उनको क्या करना चाहिए. सो एज अ फर्म ओनर, बिकॉज यू हैव सीन दैट पर्सपेक्टिव एज वेल, व्हाट इज आवर ड्यूटीज टुवर्ड्स अ फ्रीलांसर एज अ फर्म ओनर?
I mean, very simply put, be a nice human. Like, treat everyone with respect. That is one thing. When it comes to weddings, what I've seen happen a lot is not involving your team, and it could be your team also, but freelancers with the wedding, like the simplest thing you can do is on day one introduce everyone by name to your couple. I feel a freelancer will also, once you're emotionally attached to whom you're shooting, you will feel like that you're shooting somebody, you'll create better work. Like this to break the ice between the team, your entire team, whether it's a freelancer or your team, whatever it is, to break the, like, you shouldn't be the only point of contact between you and the couple. Like, I honestly don't understand that also. I think we are all equally, like, we are all humans who can interact and talk. It may not be English, but could be in Hindi, could be another language, could be, Telugu, Tamil, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you can converse with another person, and you trust, your team and the freelancers you've hired, then please introduce them to the couple and the family members so that everyone gets to know them on a personal level. This will drastically improve, your work as a firm and the freelancer's work, because he's more comfortable, he or she is more comfortable working there. I honestly feel this is a big thing which doesn't happen. You end up at a wedding and then you're like, you end the wedding and last day make photo खींच लिया because and then you go, and it's pointless. That's pointless. Like honestly, like even if freelancers continue conversing with the couple, it's not going to, it's better for you only. It doesn't matter these things, right? If they've developed a relationship and they as people get along better than you, then great for you. I mean, why not? So these you should not have these insecurities. So as a firm owner, yeah, like simple things, yeah, respect the person, and be honest, communicate again, like communication is key, and that's all. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, make sure they're living in a nice hotel, and their basic needs are taken care of. Like I've seen bad things happen in this way, which are truly, like, it shouldn't happen. But these are things that you should take care of. I mean, yeah, it's your responsibility as a firm owner to be on your team side, right? It's you, and you're in the position to drive these conversations, so you should. It is your team at the end of the day. Yeah.
True. Nikhil, very, very, very impressive. I mean, I'm just loving how you're talking at human level, because all the talks that usually happen are usually at business level, but what you are saying is completely at human level, and I'm loving it.
Next level.
You have any question, Abhishek?
Okay, so Nikhil, I have one more question for you, and that is, do you think कि Wedlancer जैसा platform एक freelancer के लिए and as well as farm owners के लिए अच्छी value provide कर सकता है? What are your views on that?
So, I mean, I should have thought of this question earlier when but I didn't. But honestly, as a concept, I think anything. I mean, so if you can make my life easier in finding, in going through a list of freelancers, or someone that I need. Suppose I'm traveling to a destination, and I need somebody to help me out at a wedding that I'm shooting and all of that. Then as a concept, it's great. Like, it's very hard to do. What happens now is you're either asking on a photography WhatsApp group, and then you will get a list of names, and then you're just like, and most of this happens last minute, right? Like, I'm flying out tomorrow, kal I need urgent need, yaar kisi ko bhejo, drone operator I need, and all of that, which is, I mean, which is functional, but it's not the right way to do things, right? So as a concept, it's great. Now, I think there are, I mean, in my head, because I've not used it, there might be a lot of loose ends that need to, once I use it, I'll figure out how it works and all of that. But as a basic concept, I think it's a great platform. One is to get this whole sort of relation. I mean, this whole community together. I don't think there's a platform where the whole community is together. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's great. Like, I think their voices need to be heard as well, because otherwise, when they're representing themselves, it's a single person and it's not a community, right? So I think in that way, if you can do something for the community itself, that's great. And side by side, if you're helping them find work, and and for people to find the right sort of freelancer, then that's obviously, it's a win-win for both these. So yeah, so I mean, again, like, because I've not used it, so I don't know how it functions.
Right.
But yeah, but as basic, I mean, it sounds good. It sounds good. Yeah, I'm happy that you guys are doing it and you're trying it out. So
Thank you so much.
It's great. No, I mean, So yeah, no, it's great. It's great. I think it's a great. Yeah, I think I'll definitely give it a shot. I'm gonna try it out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nikhil, because you said that if you can do something for the community, right? So let me tell you, Wedlancer initially is founded with these couple of thoughts only. One, to make firm owners' life a little simpler, and making their choices quite simple. अगर आप travel कर रहे हो कहीं या कोई destination weddings है, a couple of guys you want to hire locally, so to make the life simple, one. And second is to empower freelancers community, right? So if anything that comes top of your mind that we can do through this platform, probably you can share here, or we can have a discussion later, because the whole aim is to empower the community only.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're giving them a voice, I don't think they have a voice right now. If they do, then it's not loud enough. So if you can give them a voice, that is to start with. That'll be amazing, and then I'm sure you'll figure it out, man.
True, true, true. Thanks. If you are a freelancer and if you are working as a freelancer in current scenario, because when you said that you started way back in 2014 and 15 and things were different at that time, right? If you start your life as a freelancer now in 2021, would you do anything differently than what you did, or do you want the current boys to do anything differently than what they are doing?
Interesting question. Um, okay, let me try and answer the first part, which is, would I do anything differently? I don't think I would. I, I, so, I mean, the only thing I would do differently is probably contact a lot many more photographers. I didn't do that. I don't think there was a need at that point because the market was not that saturated, and also, so 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 I didn't really like, the only person I learned from was from Raj. Not that he did things wrong, but there are certain aspects which I could have learned better from other people. And I limited, like, I was scared about contacting photographers initially. I was I don't know. I didn't contact too many men, which was bad, which was wrong on my part. I think from a skill set point of view, nothing differently. I would continue the. I mean, even if I was starting today, I I understand that it'll take time to learn and build that skill set. Just keep practicing every day. That's fine. But from a working with someone, I would definitely try and work with a lot many more photographers and try and take in as much as I can. And shamelessly ask. Like, I was always scared, but shamelessly contact photographers and ask. Saying that, I have a funny story where I think again in 2016, 17 is Rimi Sen. So she tells me the story time and again, but she wrote to, I think, 10, 15 photographers, that I want to work as a freelancer, and can you give me an opportunity, and all of that. And it just so happens that I was the only one who responded to her, so she happened to work with me. And so, and I've actually saying I've also made the mistake of not responding to a few, and I feel really bad about it now that I'm talking about it. So if you are a sort of established name, then at least take the time to sort of respond to everyone. Tell them yes or no, and be honest. If you don't have work and you cannot hire them, just tell them no. But if you can help them out, and I'll try and do that a little more. But I've also been bad at it. But shamelessly ask more photographers. I think try and do more freelance work. I mean, even to this day, I'd like to do more freelance work. This is not only when I started. Even now, like, I'd love to, shoot with, as many people as I can to learn how things are. And then, once you do that, then you will figure out, यार, पुनीत के साथ नहीं होगा यार, जमता नहीं है, or so whatever, that's fine, and then you can take a call.
Right.
So that, if for people who are coming in now, the good thing that I did even then was I was proactive and I tried things on my own. I see a lot of freelancers who are a little shy and scared about doing things on their own. I think the fundamentals have not changed, whether 2014 or abhi. If you are joining as a freelancer, do the same thing, but be extremely proactive. I think firm owners appreciate proactiveness, right? When you're trying, even if you fail, nobody's going to shout at you, and I don't think, I mean, if you're a firm owner who does that, then you should not, but you should let people explore and try their whatever they want to try. But yeah, but that's all. Just be proactive, man. Don't be scared. Don't be in the background. Talk to the couple. Do all of that, and then I think it'll be fine. I think it'll make you realize what you want to do, at least in life.
Right. I think you answered all the questions that we had, right? Do you mind if we can take some questions from our viewers?
Sure.
So
Yeah,
somebody
no.
was asking already that Nikhil, I mean, that was a question directed towards you, that you have worked with so many brands and so many, big photography firms in the past. How was your overall experience there?
I can't. I've actually not worked with too many. I've probably worked, yeah, big brands. Not too many, man. I've always been okay working with. I've been. I mean, I've. Let me think about this. I've not. Honestly, I've never had a bad experience working with anyone. I'm trying to think of a bad experience to make the story interesting.
Don't think so hard, man.
नहीं यार, I mean, I'm trying to think of. Not really, yaar. I mean, no, it's just that you have to see. The thing is, I've never had a bad experience with the people I've worked with. I've obviously had bad experiences at weddings, but the whole team has had a bad experience at that wedding because the couple was, whatever. But or the family was, yeah. But overall, I've been okay. It's just sometimes your approach towards wedding photography aligns with another firm's, and sometimes it doesn't. That's all it is. Like, but when you're there, you have to understand that you're representing someone else, and try and to the best of your ability deliver what they also want. So that communication is important. As long as you communicate, and and beforehand try and explain to them also how you work and all of that. If there is a specific style or specific demands that you have with regards to how you approach and all of that. Like, I'm very clear about when I'm working with another company, that please, like, if you want me to work, I need to be introduced to the couple beforehand. I have no interest in your client. I am representing you as a brand. I'm representing Dreamcatchers. I will continue to call myself a photographer from Dreamcatchers, but I need to know the couple on a personal level to take this forward.
Right.
So that is important for me. So I've been very clear on this. So I've been introduced beforehand. So all of those things, but yeah, but it's just like some weddings need a lot of that. Like, go and take a picture of everybody. Ask people to stand and take a picture. It's not something that it's not my strength. It's not like I can't do it. It's not my strength. I don't enjoy doing it. So एक बार दो बार हो गया, then I tell them that this is not something I'm comfortable with. Either it's I feel like I'm not utilizing my skill to its fullest when I'm doing this, as opposed to trying to find weird wacko moments here and there and capturing those. So if you want me to do this, I'll continue to do it, but I might not be great at it. That's all. I'm just warning you. Sort of those type of issues I've had, but those are not big issues as long as you communicate again and tell them ki, nahi yaar. So yeah, so I've worked with a few, but never had a negative experience working with the firms itself. I've been treated well, and I've been lucky to have worked with good people. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so guys, we are taking few more questions. अगर निखिल के लिए आपके पास कोई questions है, please just go ahead and start asking the questions. Man, I really love how you are bringing every discussion to a human level. How you are saying ki be a good human and half of the problems would anyways be solved, and do basic stuff.
I think most problems that exist in this industry are because of the lack of humanity only, unfortunately. Be it from the client side, or be it from the firm owner side, or be it from the freelancer side, right? Like,
True.
I mean, yeah, that's the problem.
True. I think Nikhil, आपने बहुत सारे questions का already answer दिया है, but anything else if you have on your mind, or any tips you want to give to you have already given a lot of things, but still. So meanwhile,
Really,
while
man,
we are getting questions,
I can't think of anything right now. Not really. I mean, no, tips from this perspective, not, I can't think of much. I mean, like I was saying, I think I've covered most of it, what I wanted to express.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think it's a very simple thing. I think keep it simple. I don't think
Yes.
you'll have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think all the discussion revolved around these two, three
Same.
points, right? Keep it simple,
Humanity.
humanity, be proactive, have those basic connections with people who you are working with, be it your team or be it your clients. Uh, True.
yeah. I mean, I feel that's all it is. I don't think we need to overthink it.
Hmm.
I mean, the rest of it is related to the industry you work in. And our industry is photography and videography. And obviously, you need to have that skill set and build that skill set and keep on improving on that skill set. But that's a given, right? There's no point talking about that. But
Right, right. So, Nikhil, we have like two, three questions coming up quickly.
yeah,
Just a general question: what is the future of wedding industry? Is what Vishal is asking.
what is the future of wedding industry? Uh, I don't know, man. Like this is, I think it should be okay. I mean, uh, the at least uh, I mean, this is a very how do how do I answer this question? What is the future of the wedding
Okay,
industry?
विशाल,
I think
I think I would say यार इंडिया में लोग शादी करना रुकने तो नहीं वाले हैं.
हाँ
Big
रुकना
budget
तो
weddings तो होते रहेंगे. So I
हाँ,
think the future is very bright.
I think from the only thing I mean not worry about is but we have to understand is that technology is going to take over like a lot of it. Like now I've been like over the past month I've been sort of testing out these softwares for editing and culling, and all of it is AI focused and all of that. There are a bunch of these, right? There's not one here and there are three four in each category, and I'm sure in the next year or two they will they'll take over. I mean, they'll do a great job. So 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 as a person working in the industry, you need to adopt these technologies and figure out how to change what you deliver, maybe, or the timelines, or if you're working in the editing field, then understand that there is a danger here. So what else can you add to your skill set? So these are things that you need to sort of figure out. But otherwise, people will still otherwise the people will still want photos and will still want videos from their weddings, and that celebration is going to continue. But just the way we take these photos and videos, and the way we edit them and cull them, that might change. So just be ready for it. So yeah, and don't get left behind when things start changing.
Right, right. One good question is how to find your own style.
Okay, like I think this. Okay, again, like honestly, I feel style is overused, and it's an overrated. I mean, like honestly, like you take every photo. Like suppose we shoot a wedding together, right, Punit? Like as two separate firms. 99%, okay, maybe not 99, but 95% of the pictures are going to be the same.
True,
When I
very
say
true.
when I say same, I mean it might be a different moment here and there, but generally it's going to be the same. The difference in what you deliver creatively is something that as a freelancer you can still explore as long as you're proactive, and you keep selling that on your Insta handles, which is what a firm owner also does.
True.
This is exactly what a firm owner also does. You don't have to showcase 99% of your work. You showcase that 1% which you feel defines you. The freelancer also has to do that only. There's no difference. That is how you develop your so-called style. And you can develop your style again by being proactive, like by telling the so-called firm owner that by I need to take a portrait yahan pe, and I'm going to try this a little differently, and and I don't think anyone will have a problem with that. So yeah.
True, 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 true. Very true. I think we have taken all the questions that people are asking. And in a conclusion or in a nutshell, I can say that we human do stuff naturally, do basic things find that connection, and you will be okay.
Yeah, I think
Can
so.
I draw that conclusion?
Absolutely.
No, I think you've summarized it well enough. We've simply wasted 50 minutes, but yeah.
I like your sense of humor, man. So thank you so much, Nikhil. Somebody is summing it up very nicely. Actually, a couple of them have said it that this conversation needs lot more, or it deserves lot more views, and put it on IGTV. We will for sure, because this is a complete different insight that he has given. We will.
Thank you.
Nikhil. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
Pleasure.
for having me.
Pleasure,
Thank you so
man.
much,
Pleasure.
Nikhil.
I mean, thank you guys for having me. I wish you guys all the very best in with Wedlancer, and I really hope that this community gets a voice. Please batter Puneet and Abhi to give you that opportunity to talk. But yeah, but thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure, man. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.